Before we start our adventure, I'd like to get you acquainted with the area we're going to be exploring today. So this is where Red Rocks is. It's in Colorado Springs, and we are beginning our journey right here in this parking lot. And so we are going to make our way up this trail here, and we're going to traverse this bluff here. There's some interesting things there. Then we're going to go up this trail here, follow this road. We're going to come down here, check out this pond, and then check out some of the rocks here. Come over here. We're going to traverse this the sandstone formation, and then there's a quarry over here, and then down here we'll come across here. There's some interesting stuff there. And then we'll make our way back to the parking lot, past these ponds. So that's going to be our journey today. Before we even enter the park, we get a glimpse of what we're going to be seeing in the future. We're going to continue from this point, and I'll show you some things.
What you see here is an interesting phenomenon in sandstone called ripple marks. Ripple marks tell of a time, some point in the past, when this unit of rock was covered in water and experiencing water phenomenon such as ripples in a river, and it just lets you know that this unit was underwater at some time.
These ripple marks were once the bed of an ancient stream or shallow sea. Water moved across sand just like it does today. Then time froze it. What we're seeing is its motion, caught forever in stone, a memory of flow captured millions of years ago. This is Pikes Peak, overlooking its sandstone counterparts. This narrow cut is just a simple glimpse of what's ahead. A small quarry carved by hand and machines. It's where the mountain first gave way to man's ambition, but this is just the beginning. Here we are catching our first glimpses of major rock formations. What you see ahead are the fountain formations. And peering back to the north, you can just barely see Garden of the Gods. And then we're panning to the left, and we're going to get another glimpse of Pikes Peak. Beautiful.
If you look here, we got our first rock unit of the fountain formation, and a lighter color sandstone beneath that. Let's take a closer look. You can see bands of sand on this unit here, and up here this is a darker reddish color with some oxidation on it. And these ponds, they're actually not totally natural, but they kind of are. So, you know, back in the day, there was quarry, sandstone, limestone quarries here. And these pits are the remnants of those quarries. Now, after the early 20th century, these quarries became filled with water over time. In fact, you can see this dam that was built here was the desire of a family wanting to turn this place into a resort. But those plans did not go through, and this is what we have left of these water-filled quarries. And basically, in my estimation, these quarries are the natural filling zones of this little basin here. So all the water comes here. Alright, so we're just going to make our way up the trail and look up, see if we can find any more interesting rock formations or in the wildlife. You know, we got some geese over there. All right, let's continue on. As you can see, we have some towering sandstone formations up ahead. I'm eager to find out what we're going to find. I'm sure it'll be fun. We continue forward. We continue forward to find anything fascinating on these sandstone formations. We've been walking beside them this whole time. I think I've gone at least 2 football fields worth of distance across this sandstone red rock formation. We got some more. And you can see Garden of the Gods way in the distance. Still the fountain formation. Let's continue onward. So while I was walking, I found this piece of quartz just laying on the ground. There's not actually a lot of quartz here, but you can find it in little spots like this. So it tells you that some quartz does travel down here from time to time. We're going up this trail here. I think we might come upon some interesting sights here. All right, we reached the top of that incline and we have come across something quite interesting. This appears to be the remnants of the actual quarry because of these slabs. Look like they were blasted away by dynamite. And so we're going to go between, looks like, just a little tunnel here. Oh yeah, you can see the cliff sides where they had, this may have also been a dumping ground of some sort. I don't know, because this looks like a big enough you could put a truck through. All right, we're coming upon this overlook here. You can see more of the old remnants of the quarry. Yeah. See the oxidation on the sandstone too. It's rich in iron. So we're going to continue on down here. See what's up. We'll see what's down there. All right, we're on the lower level of the quarry. Kind of up on this cliff up here and look over, see what we got. Oh, wow, look at that, guys. You can really see the cross bedding across the way there. I think that's going to be our next stop. You can see how it goes down at a roughly 30-degree angle to the south there. Yeah, you can see it's very prominent. You can also see the joints along that rock face go the same direction, but they're a little steeper. And then as you go to the north, it gets more massive, more disorganized. And then behind us is the quarry, the cutouts, where they would have been extracting the sandstone. All right, let's head down to this. Let's get a closer look at these rocks up here. All right, look at this. We got. This is the sheer scale of the quarry operation they had here. Now, again, this is back in the big time for this. This quarry was in the late 1800s. And then as building material requirements changed through the early 20th century, the need for such materials as this was not needed. That's why it's been left like this. But they used this sandstone in particular to build many of the structures in Colorado Springs and some in Denver in the early days. And then, of course, we transitioned to wood and steel. Yeah, we're going to be heading down this rock face here and heading across the way to check out our discovered crossbeds. And I can see a good spot right down there. Let's head down. All right, we're coming upon the prime spot. Oh man, you can really see it. Oh yes, you can see it. This is amazing. You can actually see 1, 2, almost 3 different angles of this cross bed. Let's take a look. So you can see here, the sandstone has a prominent cross bed going this way. Maybe, I don't know, 40-45 degrees, dipping to the south. Because these formations generally go north and south. And then you have this other one here. It's got thinner Looks like ripple marks, striations going at a shallower angle, and it's dipping to the north. So what that tells me is this was down here. The prevailing forces were sending this rock unit to face the south. And then if you look up there, you see more ripply marks. Astounding. And if you look closely over here, you can actually see a fracture joint going the same direction as this lower unit here. Well, what this fracture is traversing the whole unit, which means this fracture occurred after this sandstone formation formed. So probably due to stress, tectonic forces, maybe even an earthquake back in the day. It's just its natural breaking point, because every rock unit has a natural breaking point. You can see up there more ripples. Let me see if I can get a side shot of that. Yep. See, zoom in, you can see the difference between those striations and these down here. These have more of a straight line look to them, but if you look up top, more wavy, more ripply, and that wave goes all across this rock face here. We got one final look at the quarry here. See how tall it is. Yeah, it's got to be, 3 or 4 stories tall. The wind's starting to pick up. All right, let's go down this way. And this is the other side of the large sandstone formation, on the other side of where we just were. You can see it's more exposed on this side than the other side. And yeah, you can see the quarry that cuts into it, and then it just continues this way into the earth that way.
We're making our way back to the parking lot now, and it's not hard to feel changed in some way, but it's in a quieter sense. It's like these rocks left us something with us, a realization maybe that the land remembers more than we do. I came here for geology and history, but what we found were chapters etched in ripples, layered in stone, carved by hands, and healed by time. Each rock we passed had a role, a history. Some shaped by water, some by wind, some by people. Each one a piece of a story far bigger than us and far older. This isn't the end of the story. Not for these rocks, and not for us. Because the more you see, the more you realize we're actually walking through a living memory. And if you know how to read these signs, the earth will always have something to say. Thank you for watching. I have much more to show you in the future. That will come. But I hope you enjoyed our journey together.
Another cool thing about being in Colorado is the storms that come in after a nice hot day of hiking. That's a nice refreshing rain that comes in. That concludes our adventure here at Red Rocks. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be strong and explore.